So a lot of people who are transgender will tell you that they knew from an early age that they were trans, and they struggled in their bodies their whole lives. It's a really common narrative, but it's not my narrative. I just found out last week, actually. Just kidding, that's not true. So it's true that I've always been transgender, but I lived as a different person for 3.5 decades before I got really clear about who I am and then made changes to become the version standing here today. But this talk is not about being transgender, and it's not about my transition. It's about the delicate and difficult process of becoming who you are. Because we aren't these static, fixed things. We are dynamic and evolving and changing and capable of becoming anybody we want to be and doing anything we want to do at any time. And I make that sound really easy, but it's not. And my process was not easy to get here today. But I'm here to tell you that you can do it. And I'm going to tell you how I did it, how you can, but most importantly, why you want to. So my first piece of advice for you is to get really clear. I want you to eliminate the words "I don't know" from your vocabulary. Do you know what "I don't know" is? It's fear and it's doubt. The truth is you do know, but you're afraid to do it. It might be because you don't think you're worthy. It might be because you think you don't deserve to feel that good, but you do know. So we're going to do a little exercise, okay? I want you to think about what you're going to do after this event today. Do you see how quickly you got that? You were super clear. And your life can be the same way. You know what you want to do, you just need to unlock it and be able to do it. And today is a good day to start, and actually right now is an even better time. And I know exactly who I learned that from and exactly when I learned it. It was from my friend Sarah. And I remember the phone call. I was standing in my dining room when she called me. She had been doing a really great job battling cancer. She had gone through her chemo like a soldier, and she went through her surgery, and we were in the clear. Everything was awesome. A couple minutes went by. She's like, "Dilly," she always called me Dilly. "Dilly, I've got this chest pain, and I'm going to go to the doctor and find out what's going on." "Okay, give me a call." But before I tell you what happened on that phone call, I want to tell you that Sarah was really strong. And I don't mean mentally and emotionally, because she was those things. But she was a good, 4 inches taller than me, and she worked out at the gym all the time. And when she hugged me or anybody, she would literally squeeze the breath right out of your out of your lungs. She'd be like, "Oh," And that mattered to me because I wasn't really getting hugged like that, and I needed that at that point in my life when she was in my life. So you can imagine how I felt when I answered that phone call. And her voice was cracking from panic. And she said, "Dilly, it's everywhere. I'm out of time. I've got 3 teenagers, and I'm not going to be able to watch them grow up." And I assured her that I loved her, and I would take care of those kids. And after the shock and denial wore off, Sarah got really clear. She got really clear about the life that she wanted to live with the amount of time that she had left. She got really clear and eliminated things from her life that she needed to, including relationships. And she got really clear to line things up so those kids could succeed. And then she got really clear with how much she loved everybody in her life. And she told them every single day. In fact, I looked at my Facebook messages, and the last thing she wrote to me a month before she passed was, "I love you!" So I say I love you to a lot of people because of Sarah, and it might be to the point that it freaks a lot of people out, but I would rather say it than not, if you know what I'm saying. So get really clear. Get really clear and take really excellent care of your health, because the better you feel, the more clarity you will have about what you want to do and who you want to become and how you want to do it. And then you just need to start. You just need to take that scary step and try. And my second piece of advice is to choose the change that happens as a result, even if it's not what you want, even if it's not what you anticipated was going to happen. Because it's most likely not going to be what you anticipated was going to happen. You're going to have best laid plans, right? That's an ideal scenario, but then reality happens. And the best way that you can keep going is to be resilient. No matter what happens, embrace it, accept it, and keep going. What do I mean by that? Well, I would like to tell you that transitioning my gender identity was like a magic wand or some kind of switch that I flipped, boop, now life works. But it does in a lot of ways. I'm more confident, I'm more comfortable on a daily basis, but I still have normal problems just like anybody else. But there was one major fear that I was afraid of, one thing, one change that I anticipated that would happen as a result of this change, right? So if I initiated this, then this thing would happen. And that was the response of my family. I remember saying, I had a good idea that they were not going to be on board, that they would not be able to support me, that it was way outside their comfort zone, because I'd known them my whole life, right? So I had that feeling. And I remember in my discernment process saying in therapy, I'm going to get in trouble for this. I'm going to get punished if I do this. And that's like weird, right? At 34, to be like thinking thoughts like that, or to be worried, but I was. And to say that out loud, it suddenly gave me a lot of power. Because I heard myself say that, and I was like, if you live your life on other people's terms, buddy, like that's not going to work. And so I made the decision. And while it does make me sad, and I feel, a lot of feelings about the fact that I have a wonderful mother, wonderful father, 3 siblings, and a wonderful stepmother, and I don't get to be in their life and they're not in mine on a daily basis, I couldn't imagine not making a decision that felt really right for me, for the safety, comfort zones of other people, even my own family. Becoming who you are is a delicate, difficult process. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of risk. But it is also the most rewarding thing you can do while you are here, with the time that you have, however long it is. If it's a week, if it's a month, if it's unlimited years, start today, like this very second. Like you can change, you can become, you can do anything. And make sure you tell everybody that you love them. Thank you.